Thanks for waiting for me. There's a lot of celebrating going on in there, that's for sure. But, heck of a team win today by our guys. I mean, Kenny Pickett played lights out. Quadri Olson came in and really carried the ball, had some great cuts on the one series. Defensively, did a heck of a job the entire day. Really a team defensive win. There was a lot of guys that made plays. Dennis Briggs had a big PBU. I may just go on and on about guys making plays, and just couldn't be more proud of our kids. For the older guys, for the seniors, it was one to remember for a long time. Talked before the game about it happened in West Virginia. We know it all happened. You guys asked if I was going to mention it. Of course, happened in Clemson last year, and I said it's about time it happens in Pittsburgh, and that's for all the Panther Nation out there. I wish more of them would have been here on a holiday weekend, but we understand for sure. And for our younger guys, it's just a point that when you believe and you have faith, which is what we talked about on Monday, that anything can happen. And I'm going to mention, Devin Edwards wasn't able to be here today for Senior Day, but he texted me last night. Thanks for the message, Coach. Thanks for the message and the thoughts, Coach Dews. I would give anything to be there with my team tonight and be able to play my heart out in the last game tomorrow. Sometimes it's just how life goes, but without a doubt, no, our team has what it takes to get the W tomorrow. I'll FaceTime you after the win, and we had him in there. But a senior, that's what type of football team and what kind of love we have. And when you got that pieced together with great football players, great things happen. So it was a win that we needed, something that we can grow with after the season and through the off season. And I just couldn't be happier for our kids. They made a ton of plays out there today. Questions?
You mentioned those two upset. You kind of made those callbacks at halftime too during your interview. Did you know
the what?
The callbacks to West Virginia and
oh.
Clemson. I saw that you mentioned that in your halftime interview. Did you already know at that point that you guys were going to be able to finish this one off?
I felt pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't have said that if I didn't feel pretty good. I guess I believed, right? And I believe every week, but I just had faith in our guys. I saw how determined they were. I saw how they practiced this week, and when you're winning and you're 9-1 or 10-0, it's easy to coach, and it's probably the best job of coaching our guys did in that locker room. My hat goes off to them just as far as sticking with it. The kids continue to believe, and sometimes you can lose your guys, but our coaching staff did a heck of a job. Our players trusted and believed, and that's coaching. It's hard when you got 4 wins going in against the number 2 team in the country, but our guys believed, and that kind of tells you what we have in that locker room.
You've seen your defense all season. It seems to make progress week to week. Was this game kind of all of it coming together? I mean, pretty much all 3 levels?
I think so. You had one senior out there, Avante, but little by little, our guys just had confidence, and I think little by little they've gotten better. Really on both sides of the ball. But it's a team win, and we'll look at the tape and find out what was good, what was bad. I'm sure there's some plays that we're gonna want to knock yourself in the head about, but our kids played football. Yeah, Jerry, my man. Go ahead.
Charlie Partridge said the other day that in 2007 he could feel something happening during the week. Could you feel anything happening during this past week?
No, I didn't feel anything. I mean, maybe Charlie felt something. Maybe it's a good interview, I guess. I don't know. I didn't feel anything. I believe from the beginning I don't feel any different this week than I usually feel. My wife, thank you, Donna. She keeps me straight. We didn't have a Thanksgiving. We're going to celebrate Thanksgiving tomorrow, and I didn't feel any different. She can probably maybe tell you if I felt different. Probably not.
Did you feel the team feeling any different? Did the team?
I think they believed, but I didn't notice anything crazy. There was no difference that I saw. I just think they believed, and we continued to pound it in their head. We talked about the turnover chain and the 27 turnovers, and we gave them 2. And again, defensively, we give them 2 I shouldn't say we gave them 1 with a snap and a muff, and then they earned a turnover on that big hit on Chris Clark, which is not easy. So they got 1, but they got 0 points off it. Our defense went out there, went 3 and out on both those sudden change situations. Question. Sean Watson made a great call. Kenny Pickett made a great call. We didn't tell the O-line. That goes into the decision. Don't tell those guys. Otherwise, they'll be turning around looking to see if he's okay instead of blocking right there. So it's called a sucker play, and I wish we'd have called it last week. Okay, but we had the sucker in this week. I think we had it on the game plan last week. But a heck of a call by Sean Watson and the offensive staff, and we were watching the backside that they were running. They're fast, and they run really fast. They ran really fast over here, and we ran it over there.
There's been some weeks where it was good. There's been sometimes when you really needed to come through and you didn't. Did you think that drive in particular, they really showed what they're capable of?
No doubt about it. You know, we still struggle to run it against, again, a heck of a front. I mean, the last 2 weeks, you know, as good a D-line as you're going to face. And we still, I mean, I think they had 45 yards. We had 152, and we maybe had, whatever, 75, 80 yards going into that final drive. But, you know, we talked about just knocking them out with a drive and eat the clock up and tick-tock, and our kids were able to do that.
You mentioned Penny playing lights out. Do you think he's had that in him all season?
You know what? We played him against the North Carolina State game. You saw some things that we need to clean up. We had a couple weeks to clean it up, and Ben did a heck of a job getting it done for those 2 wins. And then when we really needed to throw it, I mean, you see some of the passes. I mean, we really shot ourselves early. I mean, we could have knocked him out early in the game, but we had drop passes where he's putting it where it needs to be. And we didn't execute, early as well as we did late with catching the football. So, and at the end of the game, we didn't have, our big time receiver, Jester Wee, in the game, just a little tiny, maybe Achilles, just didn't feel right. So he'll be fine, Jerry. I can give you, he's done, I guess, right? So I can give you a little update there. But, he was even the one that onside kick was supposed to go to, and Jordan didn't do such a good job. And Jester Wee, that's what he's done all the time. That was his spot. So it was, we missed him at the end too.
How much does it mean to you to see a freshman like Kenny Pickett play the way he did in such a big game, and also how much does it mean to the program? A lot of people feel like you found a quarterback today.
Kenny's a good football player. He's still young. He's got a long way to go still, but it means a lot to the program. It means I think the players have faith. He's getting the ball to the receivers. He's something to work with for the future. I think he's got 3 more years. I told you when Max went down early in the year, I knew that guy could go. We were trying to save him, but I had no hesitation putting him in that Syracuse game for one play because I knew that with some work that he was going to get where we need to. I mean, he didn't get any. I mean, for 2 weeks when Ben was starting, he was able to get all the 2 reps, and that helped develop him. Where before that, he was down on the scout field, running plays off of cards. It's like, here you go, Kenny, this is what you're running. And so we needed a little bit more time with him, and it had been a few weeks before he had taken any snaps.
You mentioned the 3 downs after the 2 turnovers. What about third down performance in general? Your defense making plays. Elijah's nice, I think, 3 different times making plays.
Yeah, I mean, there were some big plays. Across the board, whether it was the 4 sacks that we got, PBUs. I mean, Shane Roy gets some PBUs. I don't care what down it is. All downs are important. But our guys did a heck of a job on third down. We called our nickel package out there, and they responded all day long, and it was impressive.
What's the significance of a win like this, Pat? For the program and just for a fairly young team like that?
Craig, it's I think we kind of already answered that question. It's significant. I mean, it's a big time win in Pittsburgh, maybe one of the biggest wins you had in the city of Pittsburgh for Pitt football, and it gives belief to our kids that we can do it any time. And there's ones we missed on that. Those kids deserve that. They've worked hard, and sometimes you miss, but it's significant.
How fitting was it for Avante after all the struggles at the corner position last year to come and make the big sack to kind of seal the win for you?
Yeah, we blitzed him on that down. It was huge. He was talking about outside our locker room wall. We have some players up there. The player of the game at wins at home, and he was looking last night at dinner saying, "Coach, I haven't got on the wall yet." I said, "Well, get on the wall today." So the player of the game, or the big play in the game, I would say he's getting on the wall. So if Chris LaSalle, you're listening out there, get the picture ready and put it up. That was a big time win and big time sack.